Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel, Simply Michelle, with yours truly, Michelle. If you are new and you vibe with my content, hopefully you will decide to become a part of the family and subscribe. I would love to have you. Also, if you are returning, thank you so much for the support. It is greatly appreciated. So, here on this channel with Simply Michelle. We have open discussions about various topics, which include things like healing, building a relationship with God, relationships, um, knowing our worth, knowing our value, taking accountability, learning from mistakes that we have made, tapping into our feminine, um, energy, stepping into our purpose. So this channel, we talk about various topics, and we basically talk about like what can we learn from these topics. And if we have been in these situations before, just giving everyone a safe space to, take accountability, but also forgive yourself for the mistakes that you've made and push forward, continue to move forward, continue to elevate, you know continue to build your relationship with God, and continue to step into becoming that woman, and stepping into your purpose, what you were always meant to do, what you were always meant to be. So that is the whole purpose of this. um all right, y'all. So without further ado, let's get started. So I came across a post. In this post, it was so touching. It was so beautiful. And I had to share it because I'm like, this is in alignment with my channel. This is exactly what we discuss here on Simply Michelle. So let me go ahead and pull this post up. And the picture of this couple is absolutely beautiful. I love it. Um, it says, a man cannot force a woman to be more feminine, but he can invite it, not with words, but with how he shows up. Follow these steps. 1, be a safe place, not a silent one. A woman cannot be soft where she feels ignored, judged, or unseen. When a man listens, not to fix her, but to understand her, he creates emotional safety. That's where her walls drop. That's where her gentleness comes out. Number 2, lead with strength, not control. Femininity doesn't flourish under pressure, it blooms under protection. When a man makes clear decisions, takes responsibility, and moves with purpose, it frees her from having to be in survival mode. She doesn't have to lead everything. She can lean in instead of lean forward. Number 3, be grounded in your masculine core. When a man is calm, consistent, and emotionally centered, it allows her to be expressive, intuitive, and vulnerable without shame. The masculine is the riverbank. The feminine is the water. If the banks are strong, the water can dance. Ooh, child. I just love that. I absolutely love that. And let me bring up number 4 because I had to screenshot it. So, and number 4 was appreciate her essence without molding her. A woman's femininity isn't about dresses or makeup. It's about her softness, empathy, playfulness, intuition. Celebrate that. Don't police it. When she's loved for who she truly is, not what she performs, her true femininity deepens. Number 5, protect her peace. When a man shields his woman from unnecessary stress, outside threats, and emotional chaos, he's not coddling her. He's honoring her. Femininity is most radiant when she doesn't have to stay in fight mode. So true. And lastly, number 6, stay loyal, present, and prayerful. Loyalty gives her security, presence gives her attention. Prayer connects the relationship to something higher. When a woman knows her man is rooted in God and committed to her, her heart opens. That's when her deepest femininity shines. Not for him, but because she finally feels free. That is beautiful. I absolutely love that. And it says, so how does a man make a woman more feminine? He doesn't try to change her. He changes the climate around her. He becomes the shelter where her true self can exhale. If your fathers didn't teach you, I am. NDBA, no dusty bums allowed. Oh my God. I absolutely love this post. And the picture of the poster and his wife is just so beautiful. I was like, oh my goodness. It actually gives you hope and love. It gives you hope and spiritually in a spiritually godly relationship where two people are evenly yoked. It's just so beautiful. I absolutely love it. I had to share it. All right, so going back to the first one, be a safe place, not a silent one. Mm, 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 mm. A woman cannot be soft where she feels ignored, judged, or unseen. Let me read that again. A woman cannot be soft where she feels ignored, judged, or unseen. This is a man who truly understands. Ooh, this is a man who is emotionally mature. He understands what helps um place his wife in her feminine energy. He understands the it's like the secret to submission. I notice there are a lot of men out there who want a woman to submit like off rip, like right off the bat. And you do have women out there who like support it. It's like, oh, make sure you're soft and make sure you're feminine and make sure you're this and you're that. And that is true. That is true. You want to be in your feminine energy, but here's the thing. If a man is not giving you that safe space, if they are not, and like he said, if they are not like acknowledging you, if they're judging you, if they're ignoring you, putting you and your needs on the back burner, you're not creating a safe space for that woman. You're not. And you're not creating an environment where she feels safe, where she feels comfortable enough to let her guard down with you and actually operate from a place of femininity, operate from a place of submission. This is what a lot of men don't get. I feel like there's a lot of men out there who take and piggyback off of each other and they piggyback off of some of these, you know, social media is an influence on everybody, not just children. And when you're seeing like different posts and you're seeing there's access to so much toxicity on social media, and social media is full of opinions. It's full of people's opinions. It's full of people's viewpoints. And if you are someone who is not confident in yourself as a man and you're somebody who is you do things for show or you may not even know who you are, as a man, you will follow along with that foolishness, and you'll end up losing a good woman. Um, and I know there are a lot of men out there who have, lost good women due to taking the wrong advice, emotional immaturity, not dealing with, their wounds, not doing the healing work, things like that. And it's just crazy how you do have so many men who, go in, it's like they go in and they expect the woman to just be everything and do everything while they do the bare minimum. And it's like, no, no, that safe space has to be created. That environment has to be created. I just love that. I just love this so much. He says when a man listens, this is like a playbook. Well, I don't want to call it a playbook. This is like a manual. This is like a manual. Like, this is, what do you call this? This is like cracking the code. This post right here. This man is, and if you're a man and you're open-minded enough and you're honest enough with yourself, you'll take these steps into consideration. If you really care about, you know, your your woman enough, or, if you care enough and you want to make a difference, and you're in a place of healedness and wholeness, and you want to make it work, then you're going to do it, and you're going to continue to make the effort and put your best foot forward. When a man listens, not to fix her but to understand her, he creates emotional safety. That's where her walls drop. That's where her gentleness comes out. And that's so true. If a woman does not feel safe, she's in survival mode. And more than likely, she's going to operate from her masculine energy, not from her feminine energy, because she feels like she has to have, her guard up. And then number two, where it says lead with strength, not control. It says femininity doesn't flourish under pressure, it blooms under protection. Once again, the man has to step into their role, um, as a man, to bring this out of a woman. This is not abusing your authority. This isn't you like abusing your power. This isn't you using force or playing mind games or manipulation or, you know, anything like that. Um, it says when a man makes clear decisions, takes responsibility, and moves with purpose, it frees her from having to be in survival mode. She doesn't have to lead everything. She can lean in instead of lean forward. I think number three is very important too. Most definitely. Be grounded in your masculine core. And I feel like this is just another way of saying, like, be confident in who you are as a man. Like, don't be afraid to let your walls down, because you have a lot of men that go into relationships with their walls up too. They go in with their guards up too. They're afraid to show emotions. They're afraid to be vulnerable because, I do got to keep it real here. You do have men out there who are, afraid of being hurt as well, you know. But, God created the man to take the lead. And I feel like this post is such a good example of steps that you can take to, you know, step into that role of being confident in yourself as a man, taking the lead, and and having your woman, you know, follow. You know, and so number three, back to number three, be grounded in your masculine core. When a man is calm, consistent, and emotionally centered, it allows her to be expressive, intuitive, and vulnerable without shame. The masculine is the I love this analogy. The masculine is the riverbank. The feminine is the water. If the banks are strong, the water can dance. That is beautiful. I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that. The masculine is the riverbank. It's like he's the rock. He's the glue that holds everything together. Oh my goodness. Mm-mm-mm. Absolutely love it. It's very important as a man, I feel like, to be confident in who you are as a man. Not allowing yourself to be easily swayed by um, popular, toxic popular opinions. I feel like it is on relationships, how a man is, how a man treats a woman, what to expect. There is so, because like it's, and I just keep going back to um, social media is such a toxic platform of just of all the wrong things, to do in a relationship. A lot of things on social media. It's not about taking accountability. It's not about taking responsibility. A lot of times, there are when I'm on social media and I'm under certain, topics or posts, and you see so many people just not taking responsibility, or not taking accountability. Like they're gaslighting, they're projecting, they're shifting blame, they're trying to do reverse psychology. And it's like, and it'll have you thinking, oh my gosh, it's, is this all there is out here? Emotionally immature men who take no responsibility, no accountability, they gaslight, and they have their own twisted thought processes of how they feel like things should work between a man and a woman, and it's basically due to their environment that they grew up in, for one. Also, their social groups and their peer groups, and whatever bad advice they might have been, you know, given, or whatever bad examples they might have been shown. And and then there is social media, you know, which influences so many people, not just men, it influences women too, children too. Like it's so finding a man who is truly confident in their masculinity, and they're just confident in themselves, period. You know, it's such a beautiful thing, because that's something that you don't really see nowadays. It's actually rare. A lot of times you have more men trying, they're operating from a place of arrogance. They're operating from a place of their ego. They're operating from, this superficial thought process. And you have a lot of men nowadays that don't even operate from a place of masculinity. They're operating from a place of femininity. Like, the roles have, changed and reversed. This is the day and age that we're living in, and it's really sad. So when you find a good man out there that knows, that who is confident in himself, and he has mastered the art of, making his woman feel, safe, vulnerable, and comfortable enough to be in her femininity, and to just be, it's rare these days, and it's a beautiful thing. And I feel like it's what so many women who want a relationship, who want a husband, it's what so many women, crave. It's what so many women want. It's actually a beautiful thing. um and then, so I'm just going back over these and just elaborating more on them. So, um number 4, back to number 4, um, where he says, appreciate her essence without molding her. It's just like, allow her to be without trying to make her be something that you want. You know how you have some men that will leave one relationship and they'll go into another relationship, and they will try to get the new person to be like how the other chick was. Yeah, that's crazy. Because you do have some men like that. You do. There are men out there like that. And it's like, huh? And we see it all the time. You can definitely tell, it's like, why are they trying to turn her into the last chick, he was with? Or why are you trying to turn her into his ex-wife, or whatever like that? And it's crazy. So I love this. Number 4, a woman's femininity isn't about dresses or makeup. It's about her softness, empathy, playfulness, intuition. Celebrate that. Don't police that. When she's loved for who she truly is, not what she performs, her true femininity deepens. It's like, just allow her to be. Um, and a lot of times we find ourselves in relationships where we're not comfortable enough to just be. And when we've tried to just be, we were criticized for it. When we try to operate from a place of vulnerability and from a place of just letting our hair down and this is who we are, we were not we were not appreciated for it. And that's because we were not supposed to be entertaining those particular people anyway. That's because those particular people were just not in alignment with us, and we were settling. We were settling and we were trying to convince that person of who we were, and we weren't supposed to be even entertaining that person at all. When you're not when you feel like you can't be yourself, you can't fully express yourself because the other person has like a restrictions, has restrictions on you, or when you do try to be, yourself, and you try to let your hair down and you try to just be who you are, and they criticize everything, you can't do it. You can't thrive in an environment of negativity and toxicity. You just can't. You know, you will wither instead of bloom. So, yeah. And going back to number 5, protect her peace. This is a huge one, a huge one. Protecting that woman's peace, it is everything. When a man shields his woman from unnecessary stress, outside threats, and emotional chaos, he's not coddling her, he's honoring her. Femininity is most radiant when she doesn't have to stay in fight mode. That's so true. That's so true. A part of a man's role too is to protect his woman. It's to protect his woman. Um, if a woman does not feel protected with her man, I mean, oh my goodness. Like he said, she's going to stay in fight mode. She's going to be in survival mode. Um, protect her peace. Just protect her peace at all costs. And this is not just physical. This isn't like physical fighting. You want you want a man who's going to exhibit behaviors and do things that's going to allow her to be at peace, feel at ease, that's going to allow her to be able to like trust you, and have some faith in you. um and then, because I love it when it says, when a man shields his woman from unnecessary stress, outside threats, and emotional chaos. So that means, a man also has to take his actions into consideration as well. Because are you doing anything to bring your woman any unnecessary stress? Are you entertaining third parties? Are you allowing people to come inside your marriage bed and inside your relationship and cause stress and chaos? Are you allowing people's opinions and things to have an effect on how you move and operate with your lady? All of this stuff is like so important. And lastly, number 6, where he says, stay loyal, present, and prayerful. I absolutely love that. Was the icing on the cake. Stay loyal, present, and prayerful. I feel like in order for a man to, and I'm not a man, this is just my opinion on this. I am not a man. But if there are any men that just so happen to come across this video at any point in time, please feel free to share your opinion. But once again, it's like, I feel like a man has to be confident in himself. A man has to be secure in himself. A man has to know what he wants in order to stay loyal, present, and prayerful. And then a man also has to be one who's mindful of the consequences of his actions. A man who actually thinks. Now, if I do this, or if I behave that way, or if I do that, what what is that going to do for my relationship? How is that going to affect my relationship? How is that going to affect my wife? How is that going to affect my woman? And I see a lot of men, the men who are not mature enough to understand this man's post and what he is saying, um, they'll think that you are, you know, basically trying to tell them what to do. You know, a man with an immature mindset will think, "Oh, why do I got to do everything?" Well, it's a two-way street. She should be doing the same thing. You have men like that, and it's like you are missing the point. It's going over your head. Like, no one is saying that this should not be reciprocated for the man, but this is how you allow a woman to feel confident within herself, within her feminine energy, and allow her one to, because even though the poster, he's not saying anything about a woman submitting. Low key, this is how you get a woman to submit. these six steps these 6 steps, low key, is how you're gonna get her to submit, because you are providing that safe space for her. You are protecting her peace. You are allowing her to just be. And in order for her to do that, you have to know your know your role, know your place as a man, be confident and secure in who you are as a man, so she can do the same thing. And that's how it works out. Um, so yeah, number 6, stay loyal, present, and prayerful. I love this. Loyalty gives her security. So true. So true. So true. That is like the number one thing. Loyalty gives her security. Absolutely. Presence gives her attention. Prayer connects the relationship to something higher. Oh, my goodness. Oh, this is so beautiful. It's just touching me in my soul. I love it. This is what you call like a divine union. This is what you call um a divine masculine, a true divine masculine, and a true divine feminine. This is a true divine masculine. Okay. These men out here who are cheating and having outside babies and causing drama and chaos, this is not that's not the definition of a divine masculine. If you're going to refer to someone as a divine masculine, and I do understand that that is a term that's mostly new age, but it's also a term that gets thrown around quite often these days, so that's why I mentioned it as well. But divine masculines do not create chaos. They just don't. They're not in third party situations. They're not causing confusion. They're not running back and forth between one woman and another woman. They're not having any outside babies. They're not putting women in competition. That is not what a divine masculine does. Okay. This right here, this is a true divine masculine. Okay. But I love it. I love it. I love it. I have to read that line again. Prayer connects the relationship to something higher. Absolutely, absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Um, and let me see. When a woman knows her man is rooted in God and committed to her heart opens. That's when her deepest femininity shines, not for him, but because she finally feels free. That's so true. This was so beautiful. I absolutely love this post, and I was looking for because I had screenshotted this post, but I was looking for the she had wrote a comment underneath his post just thanking him and telling him how she appreciated him for providing that safe space for her. And I thought that was so sweet. If I'm able to go back and find it, I will put it on. Um, I will include it in this video. I'll edit it in this video. But I was like, oh my goodness, so beautiful. Oh, I just found it. I found it. She said, "We look so good together. Thank you for helping me remove my armor and reminding me daily that the woman is the greatest expression of God in physical form. 10 years later, and I'm still falling deeper in love with you." Oh my goodness. I love it. This post absolutely, it melted my heart. It gave me so much faith in in love again, and it definitely gave me faith in like finding a man who is like I said, in spiritual alignment with you, a man who is equally yoked. Like, oh my goodness. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful, y'all. I absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. It just touched my heart. I was like, you know how you see people on social media doing the prayer whenever they see Sierra and Russell Wilson. That was me. It had me wanting to do a prayer. I was like, God, I see what you have done for others. It had me wanting to do that. But this was absolutely beautiful. So, ladies, drop down in the comments. Tell me what you think about these 6 steps um, that this man wrote. Tell me what you think about these 6 steps. Do you agree with them? How do you feel about this? I would definitely love to know your opinion on this, but this was just absolutely beautiful. I had to share it. And it just, validates that there are men out there, who still who there are those rare breeds of men out there who just get it. They understand, they get it, and it's because they want to. It's because they care. It's because they choose to, and it's absolutely beautiful. So that is all for today. If you've made it this far with me, thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And until next time, you all stay blessed and take care. Bye bye.